Hey, hello everyone. Welcome to this Saturday afternoon game of Scion 2nd edition. I am Simon at Wandering DM. I use he/him pronouns, and I am the fate for this game of mythic role playing. We have part of our cast today, and Renee will come back next week. And I should actually disable the fake camera I have. There we go. And without further ado, let's just introduce our players, and we'll pick back up from where we left off last week, 2 weeks ago, in Japan. So, speaking of going to Japan for, well, the whole reason why the group is over there, I will start with our first player, Lynn. Hi.
Hey, I'm Lynn, and I am playing Dihika, daughter of Inari, and who has just gone through her trials, her very, very strange trials, and who knows what's next.
Up next, we have Anino and a cat.
Yes, this is Mayday, who I don't know why she's bothering me, but it's probably because she wants food. Is that right? Yeah, probably. So, hi, my name's Anino. I use he/him pronouns, and in this game I play Eddie Kahele, the Scion of the Monkey King.
And last but certainly not least, we have Hannah.
Hey, I'm Hannah. I use she/her pronouns, and for this game I play Kieran Kearney, Scion of Loki, who uses he/him pronouns.
And so we pick back up in Japan, Dee having just finished her training with Sojobo, or Sojobo, the Tengu. Oh my god. I almost said Kenku. I was like, that's not
Oh, it's very close. Very close.
Yeah, but definitely not the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
So your, let's say, teacher had a few challenges for you, tried to see how committed you were and how resourceful you could be. And you proved them right by actually completing all 3 of his challenges, one of which included putting the giant carp that lives under... carp or catfish?
Carp.
I think
carp.
it was a carp.
Catfish.
Yeah,
Really?
It's like a koi-ish thing. It's a carp.
Oh, I thought you were putting to sleep a catfish.
Or catfish, maybe.
Let me grab the... I don't have the name in my notes because I thought I would remember it. How not prepared am I?
Is it?
Namazu, yeah, is a catfish.
Oh, catfish. Namazu, yeah, that's right.
So one of said challenges, D, was to put Namazu back to sleep, which was something normally that shouldn't have been easy to do. But you figured out a way to just repair the stone that was left upon it by the god Takemikizuchi. And so ensured that Namazu would not stir awake and destroy the entire archipelago. With your tests all done, Sojobo unveiled one last little twist, which was, of course, all of his teachings weren't necessarily for free. He will call upon you at some point and it's at that point that you will have to pay your tuition, as he said. But through all of his teachings, you did discover the underlying power that most of the kami use to create those those miracles or those supernatural effects, and figured out a way, basically mechanically, because I think I forgot to mention that at the end of the other game, but you can now ask the spirits when you talk to them to do something that would potentially not be natural, not within their purview. To give you an example, you could ask a campfire spirit to throw a ball of fire like Kieran does at someone.
Cool. Yes.
Whereas you could ask, let's say, an electronic device before to just shut itself off or turn itself on or do something that was within its purview. You could now, for example, ask a phone to electrocute someone holding it. So long as it makes sense for what the object is. So you couldn't ask, for example, said phone to, I don't know, drown someone. That's impossible.
Or like bite someone.
Bite someone.
Yeah, phone bite someone.
You couldn't ask the phone to come to you. Because it literally can't. But if someone was to drop the phone, you could potentially ask the spirits, like, last minute to deviate from where they were supposed to fall and just, slide.
Use your momentum phone. Come over here. Come here.
That's it. So this is mostly like a narrative power. It's just a new use of your spirit talking ability that you have. And so as we begin our session today, we'll start with D actually walking down the mountain. D will walk down the mountain when she comes.
And I think the first thing she does is when she comes out of the is she out of the domain of Jobo?
If you want to be out of his domain, we can start like when you're out of his domain.
I think she'll check her phone, make just what you know how these things are. Time is strange. Just want to make sure like how long she has been keeping her friends.
It's been like a good 6 hours.
No, that's not bad. That could have been longer. So good. She'll just text them. It's like, oh, done. Where are y'all?
I think we ended up going into the nearest city to gorge on
food.
Japanese convenience store food.
Yes, if I remember right, you were in Kyoto. Let me just make sure, but I believe that's the closest city. Whoa. Nope, my bad. Need to pick up that mountain again.
Convenience store. Sushi is the best. So good.
Yeah, actually, it is. So the closest city is actually Kyoto.
Sweet.
Yeah. You leave from Kurama Station and then all the way to wherever you want to go in Kyoto.
Yeah, I'll if you two want to give me a location where we can just meet, it shouldn't take too long.
It will take a little amount of time.
Yeah, a little bit of time.
Only because there are no trains that leave from Kurama Station at this hour, because the Mount Kurama, like National Park, if you will, is closed. If you remember last week at some point, Eddie
right.
and Kieran got kicked out.
She'll be I think she does that at the top of right as soon as she leaves the movement. But I think once she reaches like the area where people, she's like, "Oh no!" Text and just say, "Okay, it's going to take me a little bit longer, so I'll tell you when I'm there. Just couldn't have dropped me off any place closer. It's going to be a little bit of a walk. More walking.
Eddie is just texting. Couldn't you just open a door back to the home and then use that to teleport to where we are?
Good point. If you're like, oh, okay, I'll give that a try. But that requires a doorway.
And there are doorways.
Yeah.
The one that leads into the temple, for example.
Good. Okay. Doesn't have to. All right. She'll use that one, and hopefully do hop and then hop.
Oddly enough, the distance between you and the rest of the godlings at the moment is like 6 miles.
Oh.
So to cover that 6 miles, you teleport back to America, and then teleport back to Japan. It really is just you.
It's a long way around.
Yeah.
You appear in yeah.
Actual walking distance, it's not that bad, but that cell phone's gonna be registering some weird thing once its location. It's like here, poof, here. It's like here again. It's like
Yeah. If you're like, I mean, unless someone scrutinizes it,
Yeah.
it's just like a blip.
It's just funny.
But yeah, the more it'll happen. Actually, even when y'all teleported to Japan, like there weren't no time difference between the last time it pinged in America and the first time it pinged in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so we'll say that for the purposes of you meeting, Eddie and Kieran just got out of a convenience store, arms laden with a bunch of snacks, and out of the convenience store door, right behind you, comes out D.
Okay. Well, God stuff being annoying and all that. That's actually like kind of cool.
You.
Oh.
Oh, it's really convenient. That's
Yeah.
for sure. He says as he's got like a box of Pocky and it like stuck in his mouth because he can't carry everything else.
Like I can take some of that if you want.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Where should we go?
I don't know that. I mean, we could see the sites. I've never been here before. Also, I need to come down a little bit. All the trials were really weird. They were really weird.
What did they make you do?
First they started out with like kind of a riddle test, and then they went straight to putting to sleep a giant catfish, or else the world ends sort of test. So there's some escalation, certainly. But apparently I passed, and the giant catfish is still asleep. So that's good.
That is good.
Yeah, that's good. There are probably going to be, I am pretty sure there's probably gonna be more trials later on. They seem to like those sort of things. Hopefully it's not as that high stakes. It's quite a bit.
I can see how that would be really stressful. You had to do it all by yourself. But hey, self-reliance is always good.
Yeah. Hopefully, you're all, godly parents don't have to do that to you. Because I can imagine that being really annoying for trickster gods.
Eddie just looks at Kieran and chuckles. Oh,
I can imagine that they would make you do things that, like, would make them laugh, but not necessarily make the test taker laugh. That sort of thing. The Kenkus are sort of like that, but not to that degree.
Yeah, that would be a lot of fun for us, wouldn't you say, Kieran?
Oh, loads. Sure.
But odds are we're not going to encounter our parents again, so small blessings, I guess.
Yeah, certainly.
But suppose we should try to at least figure out what our next move is.
Yeah, I mean, we got rid of Over, so other than that test, I don't know. What are we supposed to do?
Well, got a lot of money.
Yeah,
Can go
we
anywhere in the world.
have an account that is maybe a little sketchy.
And we're now a part of a. We now are semi in charge of a multi-million-dollar company. So honestly, I feel like this life agrees with me.
So far.
Yeah,
You say
So
that.
far,
There's
Say
just the small matter of. Do you remember there was that mysterious woman showed up right at the end there? Don't think we've looked much into that as of yet. Feels like that might be something.
might be, but I feel like that's more of a morning thing. Maybe it's like some counterpart to morning. Leading departed souls to whatever their next destination is.
Death Realm, whatever that is.
Death Realm, sure. We want to get dark
Right.
and gritty about it.
Well, I guess it wouldn't hurt to do some research on that, make sure it actually that's what it is, and not, something horrible.
Did we even get a picture of them?
Of who? The
Oh,
woman.
the-
Mystery white-haired woman.
So she had like half of her face hidden by like her hair, a bit like the little girl in The Ring, right? So like
Cool.
flat hair all over, covering most of her face. You noticed that she was a woman, partly by the facial features, but also by the silhouette. Though she was wearing pretty much like a flowing gown, if you will, and she was ghostly. That's all I can tell you right now. You would definitely have to research like more info about who that could be.
I mean, we could, but we'll probably would have to look up Finbar to do that. I'm sure he could point us in the right direction.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure Finbar
Yeah.
has some information.
Do you think we should actually have our own offices set up in the realm as opposed to just, teleporting randomly back to our house?
That sounds like a good idea. At least have someplace consistent between all of us.
Yeah, I mean, we're eventually going to need people to do stuff for us that we don't need to attend to personally.
I mean, I don't feel like necessarily being tied down to whatever everybody does with the business. So,
Question is, where do we want to establish this office? Do we want to do it in Niantic? Do we want to
I mean, it could be. I mean, with the Telber, it could be anywhere. It could be something really cool, mysterious.
I mean, we can put an office here if we really wanted to.
Yeah, we could. It's convenient. Food's good. It's nice in the spring. Although I heard the summer's really bad. It's like hot. But there is history. Although maybe someplace that's more focused on everybody, maybe.
I mean, Niantic would be a good place to start at the very least.
I mean,
Figure things out.
considering the companies there, and we're
That's
all
true.
tangentially based there, I guess.
Yeah, I guess we can do that. So we go back and do some real estate shopping then?
Sure. Once we're done here.
Sounds good. Yeah, I mean we deserve a little bit of time off, so enjoy it a little bit before we go back into finding out something horrible, maybe.
So what's currently around us, location-wise?
From where you're standing in the city of Tokyo, I mean, are you looking for something out of the ordinary, or just you want to know what's like around you?
Sort of just what's around us, but if there's
I
anybody
can.
maybe watching us, or anything weird or unusual that might catch our attention.
Well, right now you're walking down or standing in, I should say, it's a very cramped one-way street. There's like two cars parked, like an SUV and a sedan, parked across the street in front of what appears to be a restaurant. There's light coming from inside, and you see people like sitting down talking. It might be like some sort of like bar with food. There is a an electronics store like right
Oh yeah.
next to it, and then a on the other side of the street. So like that's if you were to look to your left across the street. If you look to your right, you have there's a hair salon on a second floor of a brick building, and then the first floor ish. It's like a few steps down, so it would lead like to like a half basement. Is a shit, what was the name? A game cafe. And it's just like very very small sign that goes by the name Clans, written in like
Ooh.
pixelated font. Past that, there's like a crossing street. You see a bus just drive past. You don't see anyone outside at the moment. I mean, there are people inside the different, stores and such. The clerk is still in the convenience store, like you can see him through the window. But there's no one like talking or walking or even standing ominously in the dark.
I mean, we could check out the gaming cafe, or we could just
Yeah.
go home and come back here some other time during the day when it's a bit more lively.
I mean, we're
Well, we
here, so might as well look around a little bit.
True.
You can go to the gaming cafe.
Yes. Yes.
Wow, that was seemed pretty eager for that.
I mean, you know, the gaming cafes and stuff, but yeah, I've never been had a chance to go, so might as well. Some time off. It's too bad. None of the animal cafes are here. I would have liked to see one of those.
So you cross the street and you walk down the few steps into a like basement-ish. The door in front of you is a complete like steel door, like fireproof steel door. There's the little sign on it that says Game Bar Clans. There are a few like faded stickers of like anime characters or mangas or something, like probably like ads for whatnot, but they've been torn or people tried to remove them from the door itself. There's a handle to pull on it, and when you do, you are awashed by the smell of alcohol. There's like soft jazzy music playing. The lights are dimmed. And there is this wall in the back of the bar, which is just filled to the brim with bottles, various bottles of alcohol. Here and there on a bunch of tables that were set, that are set, you have people either just like talking around a glass of something, or you also have people playing like a trading card game, and other people playing like a board game, and other people just like sitting in this little nook area on couches, and they all have like their DSs out, not talking to each other. But you notice that every person here has a glass of alcohol. There are a couple signs behind the bar that, if I remember right, D, you speak Japanese, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it is written in well, I mean in katakana, but like it hasn't been translated to anything, and it says bar policy: 1 hour, 1 drink minimum.
It should be. That should be no problem. Just.
And yeah, what was the other one? Oh yeah, small fund underneath it. If you don't, you will be charged a time charge fee.
Good to know.
Behind the bar, you have two people, rather young, probably like early 20s, a woman and a man, both having wildly colored hair. Hers is like white and pink, and the guy has like this green, like neon green hair styled in like a buzz cut with black lightning bolts dyed on the side. And otherwise they're dressed in what you would call like the stereotypical barman outfit. So this like 3-piece suit with the little white apron, the bow tie, white shirt, black vest over it. And they're just busying themselves. At the moment, no one's at the counter, so they're just at the bar. So they're just, cleaning up, putting bottles back. When you enter the bar, of course, they both turn around like almost at the same time and welcome you, which I don't remember what the greeting is, so I'm not gonna attempt it. But that like Ohio, welcome.
I
There is a
think
knock at the door.
what was it? We'll find she'll go at the bar and she'll look at the others like, we haven't. Let's properly celebrate getting one problem off our backs, and also not the fact that there is not the city is still here, not in the water because of some giant catfish. So
That feels worth celebrating, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, sure.
So-
Sounds great.
Since this is, I guess, more or less my domain, I'll treat.
I mean, our finances are pretty much shared, but sure.
Yeah, sure. Let's. What do y'all feel like? We can get adventurous and just have them surprise us.
I like the sound of that, yeah.
All right. We'll get a couple. We'll just get
They
rolling
have
table of stuff.
all right. They
Yeah.
have a new drink called the banana shake, and in parenthesis tentative.
Mhm.
Otherwise, like this is like their I'm not gonna say house specialty, but it's like
Yeah.
the temporary like new drink that is exclusive to this place.
That goes with Dee's taste. Dee likes the her alcohol with like sugar, so that fits. She'll get a mix of like sake's, beers, and like for her like just mix up. She's not entirely sure what everyone drinks, but for her she wants to get that like the sweet drinks and stuff. And that special. Hell yeah, let's see what that is.
So they serve you like it's a like in a tall milkshake glass. This frothy like pale yellow, almost like a smoothie.
Oh, that's
And the woman behind the counter asks, "Do you also want a floater in it?"
yes.
Sure.
So she grabs like basically like a small like ice cream container from a small fridge behind her, and dumps like a scoop of ice cream, and a vanilla ice cream in it.
This is perfect.
And so you take your glasses. She asks you if it's your first time here.
Yeah. First time.
So she explains very quickly that normally this is a per reservation thing. But they have a few available tables because, it just so happens that it's rather quiet. So if you just want to take one of the tables, it's fine. And that if you need anything, she like reminds you about the 1 hour 1 drink thing. And that you can also, like, if you want, they have some board games for rent, not a whole lot. And they also have like a collection of portable video games if you have a console.
Well, I didn't bring any with me, so.
I mean, we could go. You know what? We could abuse our god power. Just go back home and grab more.
No, I mean, we're here. We might as well just, use whatever.
Yeah. We'll.
Is there, like, anybody, like, doing something interesting, or is there, like, particular buzz around a game or so?
Not that much. Everyone seems to be speaking like in hushed tones, trying not to bother the people at like the table beside them and everything. You have one person playing alone. He is sort of like playing for lack of a better name, like let's say playing Magic the Gathering, right? But by himself, against himself. It's and also he looks like an older man, like probably late 40s. He's got a rather long mustache that reaches like almost to his chin. Receding hairline, not a whole lot of hair, but is also wearing a like red leather jacket, like biker jacket, over a work shirt, like just a dress shirt, like a white dress shirt. Can't see what he's wearing below the belt because he's sitting behind the table. And he has like 3 drinks next to him. 2 of them are finished. It's the only person that I would say like stands out, if only for the fact that they're by themselves. Otherwise, people are in groups of like 2 or 3. They're playing. If you look like passing around like through the table, between the tables, like an IP compliant Yu-Gi-Oh derivative.
There's so many.
Yeah. And some others are playing like a like complicated Euro board game with like a ton and a half of tokens and
Oh,
minis and stuff. Not to target
fantasy,
any specific
yeah.
company, but
yeah.
and yeah.
Just thinking of marketing stuff. Maybe we should get Morning into a collectible trading card game.
How? I'm not saying it's not a good idea.
We'll just teach her. It'll just be a part of her brand.
I'm pretty sure we
Security.
could probably,
Yeah.
yeah, coach it at like, it's a battle. Just with cards.
I think what we can do is we can just mask it as warrior queen training.
Mm-hmm.
Develop her
Strategy, right?
strategy. Yeah. Man, think of the endorsements we could probably get for that.
At least one energy drink endorsement. At least one.
Maybe even like cameos in anime series or something.
Oh, I like. Yeah. Yes.
You realize as you're speaking that pretty much everyone's looking at you. You are the only non-Japanese speakers in this place, so y'all stand out.
Well, we knew that.
We do.
I mean, I'm not saying that we're looking for trouble per se to entertain
Challenge
on
us
this
to a
session.
game, other people. Come on.
But it would be an interesting side adventure.
Yes.
I'll let you continue for now.
Yeah. Eddie is just going to wave cheerily at folks who just look at him. He doesn't care.
Like most of them just like bow, wave a little, well, bow, like nod, wave a little, go back to their games. They're hard, like they were sort of speaking in hushed tones earlier, but now some of them are like from time to time like downright whispering to the other people at their table. And you can see the man that was sitting by himself is cleaning up his table, packing up his cards, putting them back in various boxes, leaving them on the table. leaves like a few yen on it, and exits the building. As he does so, he passes by you, and mutters to D, "You shouldn't trust the bird."
Wait, what?
And he keeps like nonchalantly.
She'll. Well, we're not quite done. Why don't you join us for one drink if you're not too busy?
Um,
Come on.
I'll assume you speak Japanese to them.
Yeah.
Okay. And he turns back, looks at you, and at all three of you. One drink.
Whatever you want. So, feel free.
He looks at the bar very quickly. One Bacardi on the rock. Nothing fancy. Thank you.
Looking at our like weird,
Your weird
opulent-
drinks. Yeah.
opulent drinks that we've had. That is
Ice
probably-
cream on top and all that.
Yeah. Again, once he gets his drink, it's okay. What did you mean by that exactly? I mean, you're gonna have to explain a little more. Mind just saying, "Don't trust the bird," and then walking away.
Why are you pulling on my shirt? Stop.
Oh no! Oh no!
So as he sits down, the first thing that strikes you is the fact that he's wearing like this cheap cologne. The second thing that strikes you is that beneath the cologne, you can smell something very specific.
Mm-hmm.
The smell of, if I remember correctly, cherry blossoms. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a strange smell underneath like cologne.
And it's a smell that you do not so much smell through
Oh.
your nose, but smell through your divine senses.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, So you must be like the rest of us then, or something of that nature. So did we just stumble upon you, or what's this chance? It's been a lot of weird stuff happening, so
It is a coincidence, but not a unique coincidence. You would not have stumbled upon me, nor I upon you, if you had been anywhere else in the world.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's that sort of it's that sort of thing. So,
But let's just say that I smelled you from afar.
suppose it's hard to hide our nature around other people like us. So, it's not entirely surprising. So,
With time, you may be able to. But... And he looks at all three of you. None of you are near this level yet.
all right.
What level? Does he have a scent by any chance? Are we
Yeah, he
catching
smells
any-
like cherry
does, yeah.
blossoms.
Yeah, it's just like it's just like it's like with D, but just like now there's a lot more. There's just like
Okay.
so much of it.
I did not introduce myself. I am covered in cat hair. You can call me Yoshi. And you are?
I am D Higa.
Eddie.
Aaron.
And what brings all of you to Kyoto tonight?
Well, celebrating, think goals reached, things done. Had some business here. Figured, have some fun. Celebrate.
A major victory?
Could say that.
Well, I'm always interested in hearing stories about victories. If you care to share.
D will just look at the other two. It's like,
Kieran is gonna send a text to D, be like, "Who is this guy with like 4 question marks?"
she's like, text like, I don't know. He's one of. I mean, he's divine of some sort. I mean, I don't know. I guess it could. I mean, it's not exactly secret, is it? Oh, we did.
I mean, I don't know. Like, we don't know what his angle is.
He just, by the way, while you're like
We're
texting,
just like
We're just texting back and forth.
looking at each other like we're not.
Eddie will engage in a conversation.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because otherwise he's just gonna nurse his drink.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like we really want to brag or anything. It's just that we also prefer to be a little discreet about things until we decide whether or not we can trust other folks. You could say that we've all come from rather particularly challenging background before we came to be who we are.
I understand that. Life is always somewhat tumultuous for people like us.
So, what's your story then? Tumultuous occurrences.
Well, it's mostly a story of violence and death. Lost my mother when I
kind
was.
of a downer.
He just says I lost my mother when I was very young, and was taken not in a bad sense, but like rescued, if you will, by a friend of my mother, a jeweler who also was murdered. And my best friend was also murdered. It is sometimes very hard to, how to put it, open up to people. So believe me, and he looks at Eddie, I know what it's like to want to keep things secret. But
All right.
there is a sort of elation at having the truth out there. It's not all bad. Take it from me. So aside from like seeming a little full of himself, he speaks with the same sort of look of someone who's been traumatized, but has been able to talk about this trauma so often that, like, while it pains him to do so, it haunts him, if you will. It doesn't overpower him.
Okay.
It's like he doesn't like talking about it necessarily, but he knows that it's a good thing. Hence, saying that there's some good to like letting the truth be known.
With that kind of description, can maybe Dee try and maybe see if she can piece together like if any of that sounds like familiar to any like
Yes. I would say it's going to be rather hard. Because he dropped hints.
Yeah, they're vague.
They're very
it could be
vague.
a lot of things. It could be a lot of things.
Yeah. But you can try intellect and academics.
Okay. Oh boy.
And you will need, I'll say, 3 successes.
Oh boy. Nothing. Doesn't ring any bells. All right.
He could have been just like one of these many many people whose family probably got mingled like with the like criminal underworld. The only thing that you do pick up, even with 0 successes, and I mean you probably picked up on it out of game, he never mentions his father.
All right. Well. So back to the original thing. What is it about the birds exactly? They
Not the birds with an S.
the bird. The bird. Yes.
You know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, I think I do. So
He
anything
is
particularly?
tricky.
Yes, yeah. Yes. I definitely got that from from them. So is there anything else? Dire warnings, that sort of thing. Specifics.
Just to steer clear of him, if you can. I have talked with him before. I have met him before.
Mm-hmm.
Much like you did. But he is like the lightning rod.
Mm-hmm.
Sooner or later, he will attract trouble, and he will transfer it to you.
I mean,
Wouldn't that mean
I could
he'd just be rubber?
Yeah, my analogy is probably not that great.
yeah. So they attract trouble, is what you're saying.
Either they attract trouble or they go looking for it.
Well, can't really say we're not guilty of that ourselves. So
Yes, but I assume that the trouble you attract, you take care of it. Right? And he looks at all three of you. Right?
I generally like to think that we don't pass off our problems. That's true.
Well, he does so. He doesn't wait for trouble to come to him before passing it on.
mm-hmm.
If he's bored, he will find something,
Yeah,
and then he'll drop it on your lap.
yeah. I've gotten the hints from the servants, so I can't imagine that they're any different. So it's good to keep that in mind. But I think I got that hint from them. Also, the fact that as soon as they were done teaching me, they were like, "Oh, you owe them. You owe me something. We owe tuition." It's like, okay, fine.
Yep. I've paid my tuition. It took me quite some time. And even now, go figure why, I find myself inexplicably attracted to Mount Kurama. Every year.
I mean, they're probably there for a reason, so. I can see why.
My thinking is that I was supposed to meet with you at some point.
Just to tell us that the Kenku is trouble.
Oh,
Or it's probably more.
no, that
Has to be more.
Perhaps. The Kenku is trouble, yes. The Tengu is trouble, yes.
I mean, Tengu, yeah. Tengu. They're so close. The words are so close.
I know, right?
Yeah.
He is trouble. But I have trouble of my own. And maybe Maybe that's why. Fate knew that sooner or later I would find someone, if not to help, at least to tell my troubles to.
Kind of get the idea that's how it works. Just the way things are going in a very short time. Any words of wisdom for people that are new to this?
Keep your friends close, because you do not know when they'll be taken from you. And I mean not just the... He points to Eddie and... motions to Eddie and Kieran with his hand. Not just of the divine kind. But also those who are very much mortal.
Yeah.
Do any of you still have parents?
She'll nod.
Seems a little personal, don't you think?
I really am just asking to do small talk. Nothing more.
Parents left for me.
Do you have anyone left? Or are you like me, just drifting alone? Grasping at memories.
To whom is he speaking?
Oh, Eddie, sorry.
I never really knew my mom.
And, pardon me for asking, but was your mom... And he points to the ceiling. Or was it your father?
That was my dad.
Yeah, they... If he was anything like mine, do not expect any support from him. You all... Three of you look rather young. How long ago have you known?
About a month now, give or take.
Then, yeah.
Then you are fairly new at all this.
Yeah.
I assure you that it only gets more complicated from here on out. Nobody warned me. I wish someone had warned me before. But that wasn't the case. So let this be my free piece of advice to you. Everything's going to become much more complicated.
To be fair, I'd be disappointed if it didn't.
I mean, it's been a hell of a month, so should we expect any different? Really?
It comes and goes. There were periods in my life where things seemed like I couldn't catch a break. And then, long stretches of time where there was no real difference between me and, well, any one of them.
Well, downtime at least. I wasn't expecting any, so yeah, that's at least something, right?
Cherish it. There's always something around the corner. Always. So, now that we've come to know each other a little bit more, what is it exactly you were celebrating?
Well, we were hunted. And we took care of him.
Great. So you are fighters, right? A lot of you?
Half of us.
Then you are more brains than brawn, is that it?
After glancing at Kieran, he just laughs. It's a work in progress.
We're figuring it out, one step at a time.
Gifts don't necessarily focus toward fighting. It's that sort of thing.
Yeah, that was the cruel joke my father played upon me. I am an unmatched warrior. I can best any opponent with ease. I cannot do anything else.
Well,
you realize how little a warrior's skills are warranted in daily life?
I mean, yeah. I mean, what was it? Especially with samurai and stuff like that. Do other things. You can't just go around cutting people. You have to, go with times.
I have a job. I'm not particularly good at it.
Yeah.
What is your job?
I'm a data entry specialist.
Oof. Ooh.
It is passionate. It is not passionate. It is oh God.
My passion is data entry.
No. That's it. He's not. That was sarcasm, but I didn't get the right word.
Yeah.
In the.
It's the opposite.
It is exciting, is what he says. It is exciting.
Are you looking for work that might incorporate your more useful skills?
Not really. No. Well, I not for the moment. Maybe later.
Figure we have enough sword swingers in our party as it is.
Well, I wasn't saying full time, but
But we don't have any
we
data. It's
We
like
data entry people.
no, we don't need a data entry. Well, if
you
he
said we
wants-
needed people for the business.
He scoffs and he's like, "No, thank you."
Well, we run a security firm. There are people who will need folks with physical prowess to defend them, if need be. And, well, we're looking for people we could trust. That's all.
You're a security firm. So you know your way around security. You know how it works.
Sort of.
He just looks at Eddie.
Then I might have a job for you.
All right, I'll bite.
Your your divine parent probably left you with something. Or was it just something that happened to me? Like a parting gift. See, I too got a parting gift. Except, as a cruel test of my abilities, it was put far away from my reach. And the GM will very quickly, as he talks, try to find the place where it's supposed to be. It's gonna take me just a second. Because it is... Not what I am looking for. I think that's the one I'm looking for. Yes. It's been locked under key at the Tokyo National Museum.
On display?
Yes.
What is it? Because if it's gonna be something really big, it's gonna be really hard to
He whips out his cell phone and begins to just type and search for images. The same thing that the GM is doing at the moment. And he will show you this image. I'll put it in the Zoom chat. And because it's not
shit.
copyrighted, I can put it in the regular chat.
Oh. Cool.
You see how that might be a problem to carry out the door.
Yeah.
Sure. I mean, maybe.
I mean,
I think we have a workaround.
He looks very surprised that you came up with something like in the blink of an eye. Um, a workaround?
Well, I'm not going to share trade secrets.
Oh, okay. I would still like to know, what is it you have in mind? I've I haven't asked many people to help in this endeavor, believe me. But those few who I broached the subject to, they did not find it that easy to steal from the National Museum.
Out of curiosity, has this thing been on tour at all? Has it been loaned out to another museum by any chance?
Not that I remember.
I mean, I feel like the people of Niantic would be would love to see something like this in their museum.
I mean, who wouldn't?
He types on his phone very quickly and says, isn't Niantic just a small coastal town in the United States?
I mean, they don't have a museum.
Yes, but there could be a museum nearby. I mean, if we just, the MFA, for instance, in Boston would be it.
Mm-hmm.
But certainly display that. I mean, if we were somehow to convince them to put it out on loan, then I feel like we could make things a little bit easier in terms of redirecting the item.
And you are able to convince the Minister of Culture, of Cultural Affairs, to just take a prized cultural artifact from here and send it to the States. Not that I doubt your abilities, but
These two can steal the pants off someone. Literally. So, they say they can do it.
I mean, not that your skepticism isn't appreciated, but, I don't see many other people lining up to try and help you steal national artifact from the museum. So.
Pardon my impoliteness, but is stealing national artifacts from museums something that Americans do a lot? I've seen movies, heard of movies.
Yeah, you've seen National Treasure, have you?
Is it based on any...
It's absolutely based
event?
on a true story, yes.
Then your museums are poorly guarded.
They are.
Just out of
I
curiosity, is this is the museum that this is currently sitting in? Is there anything special about the anti-theft protocols?
um I mean
I mean, I suppose we could go see for ourselves, but
it is a museum. I'm not very familiar with anti-theft measures. What I can say is the armor. I have seen it.
So
I have
it's
approached it, but
so it's on display, not in the archives. Then.
no, it is on display. It is in the National Treasure Gallery.
Oh,
So theoretically
That's
speaking,
fine.
somebody could just go in and take it.
I suppose. How
I guess
would you?
I mean, it's the exit that's the tricky part, really.
It is in a display case. If you need to know, it is in not in the center of the room, but it's not next to a wall or anything. There are a lot of people walking about. Tourists and security guards alike. Some of them are dressed like tourists or visitors. Um, I would assume that a place such as this has security cameras.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know much about museums. Well, I mean, I know about museums. I've been there. But like I told you, I am well gifted in the art of war, not in the art of stealing.
Can you take us to this museum tomorrow?
Certainly. We can take the train there. It's going to be just a short ride, I guess. The GM is never. Let me check very quickly.
It's a fairly decent train ride, but it's
Probably, right?
doable. I've done that.
Well, I mean, it's 100 hours on foot.
But if you take the bullet train, it's not that long.
Yeah, apparently
3
the
hours.
quickest is like 3 hours, yeah.
Yeah, that's about right. Yeah. Day trip Tokyo.
I mean, if you want to, I can bring you to the National Museum tomorrow. I don't know why I say bring you. I mean, we would take
Okay,
the train.
well, that's fair. Oh, just out of curiosity, if we were to somehow obtain this armor for you, what would you give us in return?
That is a good question. I had hoped you would have done it from the goodness out of the goodness of your heart. But if you do
It is
want,
a big risk we're taking.
I do not have much means. I guess. What would you want from me? What do you think I could offer?
Well, your services.
I am loath to serve another person.
Well, we're
What
not
are
exactly
we talking about?
Business associate.
jumping for joy to steal from a national museum. So,
It
you know.
is. It is a large ask, too.
I mean, I'm fairly skilled at fighting, but I'd be loath to. I'm loath to admit that there's always more to learn, and the other member of our party is definitely need more skilled instruction.
Yeah.
And you think I would be able to instruct someone? I mean, I can try. I admire your confidence in my somewhat rather limited abilities.
Like I said, we do own a security firm, and well, data entry I'm sure is handy. I think that your ham-fisted skills might come into use there. More importantly, I feel that allyship is a good thing to foster. I guess if things are going to get complicated. I mean, morally, I don't have any problem taking this armor, seeing as that we're technically returning it to its rightful owner. But there are other things that we are putting at risk, and we need to keep those under consideration.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I can agree with that. To that. Then tomorrow morning. The train leaves every 20 minutes. So
Sure. All right.
say well.
I guess we'll meet at the station.
Yeah, he's gonna.
I think the
sorry.
three. Yeah, I think the three of us need to find a place to discuss a few things in anticipation of this trip.
I will leave you to it then. Let's say 8 in the morning, Kyoto Station. Does that work for you?
Sure.
Great.
Yeah.
I will see you there. And again, thank you very much.
See you in the morning.
And he'll down the rest of his drink.
Once he leaves,
Yeah.
once he leaves, Eddie's just gonna lower his voice. We should probably find a hotel room and discuss things there.
Yeah, it shouldn't be too hard.
Mm-hmm.
This
I
is
don't
a
think we
tourist
want
city.
to. I don't think we want to I don't think we want to discuss this with morning. It would be very difficult to explain.
Well, I mean, think of it maybe this way. It's technically his, and he just wants it back.
I know. I'm just worried that if we go back and discuss it while Winnie and Morning are around, they're going to want to get involved, and I would rather not involve them.
Yeah, that would.
Something as
Ooh,
high
that would.
stakes here.
Yeah, a unicorn is.
Might stand out
Yeah,
just a little bit.
just a little bit.
My my main concern here is what if there are some sort of divine
that
measures
that would prevent someone like him from getting it, just walking in there and getting it. So it's a good point.
So we can go check it out, but I assume that we could probably just pull this off between some misdirection, both from a technological standpoint, as he gestures at D, and from a person standpoint, as he gestures to Kieran.
See that?
And then, as long as there's a doorway, we could probably just escape through that with the item in our possession. And then we could just tell. I'm sorry, what was his name again?
Yoshi.
Yoshi.
Yoshi. And then we can just tell Yoshi that he would have to come to the States to pick it up.
Mm-hmm.
I added him, by the way, to
Which I feel is,
I had to look at the thing. Let's see.
which I feel is probably the safest way to transfer it, because unless there are other powers involved, we exchanging the item in in another country might keep things untraceable at that point.
Right.
Yeah. That's a good point. Although we should probably just go in there thinking that there's going to be some other, divine things happening. Other people. Because that's how these things usually work, especially with something like that. Right?
Yeah. I guess we'll have to find out and see whether or not we can take the risk.
Yeah. We are just going to take a look at it, and you can always adjust things, however. If it's too much, it's too much, right?
Sure.
Sure.
So you exit the game cafe and head to a hotel. There's one nearby. I figure you're not looking at prices. So I found one called the Four Seasons. It's a quick Google search. Rooms are $1,000 a night.
Mm.
But
Hell yeah.
I saw the pictures.
Oh, yeah.
It's a nice 3-star.
Yeah, it's just the 3-star.
Yeah.
Oh no. Why is it right behind a high school though?
What?
I don't like that.
I mean,
Whatever.
We did establish that, and it's expensive.
Yeah, I figured it would have been like, I don't know, in another part of town, not like smack dab behind a high school. But okay, sure. Anyway, it is the closest that you find.
it's like right in the center, so yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Otherwise, you can. You can look around and whatever. But I figured like you're not
No.
shopping around.
No, it's just I figured we were probably just going to fast forward to the museum or something, unless
Yeah.
something happens along the way, which would not be great.
Well, I didn't know if you wanted to like plan anything out, like, role play the planning, or you wanted to go straight to the thieving. But regardless, I need just 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah, I think D's gonna get a crew reminder of time zones when she said 8 a.m.
Yeah, I'm not a person before 9 a.m. That's just
It's
not
8 p.m. It's like 8 p.m. EST, so it's just like she's gonna be waking up like what the fuck? This sounded like a better idea. What we just didn't figure out.
steal an item from a museum in the remaining time of our game session.
We can do it in 20 minutes.
20 minutes.
Yeah. I mean, I don't mind staying. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I have something I've been wanting to use ever since I got it, so we'll see if we get to use it this time around. We'll see.
If anything, we could just say that we were doing a surprise test of security measures.
We just like lie, like
Like, what if the security catches us at the museum? They're like, "What are you doing?" "Oh, we're testing you guys.
we are.
Like, y'all are
But
good."
with full
Yeah, we
security,
are.
we'll-
Yeah, we are.
we're
auditing-
consultants.
We are
hired.
auditing your security system. Make sure everything works according to it is good.
Yeah.
We have our papers here. Here.
Would that be me? Would that be my key? You can look, but you can't touch the papers.
Not that.
You can't leave my hand.
Like, just like, like
It's either that or pocket rice. Pocket rice.
So
or
yeah,
it's just like,
we'll-
or it's just like run.
if you don't have like any planning that you want to do like in game, yeah, we can skip to yeah.
We're gonna have to just look at this. I mean, it's whatever plan's gonna change. Like once we get to the thing and just take a look at what the site looks like.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll jump cut to inside the Tokyo National Museum.
Eddie's the only one that has a like immerse to get out thing. Like, shoes. Goodbye.
Now, just so you're aware, because Lynn, you brought a good point about
Oh no.
time zones. You were drinking alcohol at what is essentially 8 in the morning for you.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
That,
I mean-
that's all.
Sleep cycles and wake time are going to be haywire anyway, so this is just like this might even out. Who knows? Probably not. It's a 3 hour. It's a 3 hour train ride. So if you're probably bad, we just sleep on the train.
We'll take a nap.
Take a nap.
So the room that the armor is in, and you walk through the museum. It's gorgeous. There's a lot of things, and I would love to go there at least once in my life. But
It's very nice.
the hall where the armors are is this like rectangular room, right? With there's a hallway that basically turns right after the room to go like in another section of the museum, and similarly, you needed to make a turn to go into this section. So there's like while there are people in this room, it's not as like there's not as much traffic in this place than there would be elsewhere in the museum, right? So you have how many display cases right now? 1, 2, 3, 4, sort of 4, 5, 6. Yeah. So on the left side, you have single display cases. So they're about like 7 feet tall, tempered glass all around, in a frame built of like thin steel, if you will. So it's solid, it's heavy, and there's basically like a good like 2.5, I'll say 3 feet of just the plinth, if you will, and then you have like a 4 feet of glass, and the armors are set on either like a rack, if you will, or just plumped in it, so that they look like all scrunched up, and of course little placards in English and in Japanese describing, when the piece was created, what it is, your standard museum stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
there's enough people here that you need to sort of elbow your way to the front if you want to see an armor from up close. There's room enough to move, but like definitely there's no action sequence that could happen here without hurting a lot of people.
There's so many people.
Yeah. But otherwise, you notice like the armor that he mentioned is in the second like solo. Oh yeah, because on the left side they're like single display cases, and on the right side they're like double display cases. So you have like 2 suits of armors in one case. So his is the second on the left. So sort of almost like smack dab in the middle of the room.
Ah. Oh, that's
And
not-
as you come in, like Yoshi will point to it and say, "There, my armor."
Can we sense anything from the armor or any of the items in this room?
The divine sense that you have works especially for scions. It would work for divine, but you're fairly certain that because the display case is completely enclosed and doesn't let any air go through, you can't. Like, I know when I say that you smell something, it's like a divine sense, but it works with your sense of smell.
Mhm.
So if you couldn't smell the regular scent of something because of, behind a wall or whatever, you wouldn't be able to do so with the item itself.
Okay. What's security like here? Is it pretty?
Yeah, are the cameras in the room or?
There are 2 cameras,
Mhm.
opposite corners, basically facing each other, if you will. So their field of view sort of crisscrosses in the center of the room. You notice that each of these display cases has like this, like thin wire running around the glass.
Oh. Of course.
Probably like a motion sensor, if you will. And you're fairly certain that, if someone bangs on the glass, might be enough. Like, even if you don't break it, might be enough to get the alarm going.
Yeah. Don't bump the pinball machine.
Oh yeah. I mean, don't bump the priceless museum artifacts.
Yeah.
So, what do you do?
So, Eddie is going to be looking around for a door in which to open up a portal into the other realm.
When you exit the room, remember like that corridor I said you have to turn, and then it goes into like another exhibit hall? Right at the entrance of this other exhibit hall, there's like a side door. That would be the closest door to you.
So Eddie's just going to text to them. Okay, so I think I've identified the place that we could make the exit with the item.
Mhm.
You said you were texting that?
Yes,
Okay.
and he's just going to mention no talking aloud. Just communicate via text here.
Yoshi will
I feel like
approach-
if we did, yeah. I think that if we can cause a major distraction in another room or section of the museum, it would be less obstacles to take in here. But we would basically need to get them to evacuate this room so that we don't endanger anyone. But we're also going to need to make sure that the cameras in the museum doesn't have a record of our presence here when everything's all said and done.
That part. It's pretty simple, at least. So, what were you thinking about the distraction being? I need to ask. Looking at
Eddie grins a little bit and he pulls out, or shows the little Monchichi doll
oh no.
in his coat.
Oh, you see these faces just like, oh no. That kind. Oh god.
They're good at taking instructions, you know.
Are they?
So, the strategy is that if I create a distraction with this in another section of the museum, the two of you are going to need to smash and grab these items and make your way for our home.
Right.
Right. The grabbing, I'm good at.
I'm pretty good at smashing.
Okay.
But in the meantime, it's going to be up on you, Kieran, to distract or somehow get anybody who comes in to interfere with that, to
Right.
get them out of your way.
Oh, okay. So I'm deterrent for the room as well, while D is doing the smashing and the grabbing.
Yes, so we're going to have two layers of distractions.
Mm.
Mine to draw most of the attention, and yours is to make sure that you guys can make a clean getaway in here.
All right.
All right.
You don't
cool.
close the door behind you. I'll open up a door someplace else because I don't want to leave the Monchichi doll here.
Mm-hmm.
Fair.
So, you've been texting for a couple minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yoshi is like hovering around you and keeps asking, so what is happening?
First, a question. When you say that he's been preventing you from getting this, do you just mean with all the security and whatnot, or is there actually a supernatural element to you being prevented?
I don't believe there is a supernatural element. I've never tried breaking in myself.
You've never
Maybe
tried.
there is. He lowers his tone and says, who would want to try robbing a museum?
Somebody with something greater to gain, I guess. Well, regardless, if there's some supernatural element to it, we'll figure it out when we get there, I guess. Just run headlong into it.
We don't explode.
See, no, that's not promised anymore. We don't know if we're going to explode. Because this guy has never tried.
Do you need me to do anything?
Nah.
I mean, help
Actually,
carry the suit, maybe?
he can't go through the door.
Yeah. Oh, that's true.
And we don't want him to get caught either.
Mm-hmm.
But Eddie's just going to look around. Where is there any place here that seems likely that guards would come from?
Honestly, just the two corridors. It's the only entry points into the room.
See that Eddie's just going to point out that corridor. Well, Eddie's going to hand him a card for Wolf Securities. After everything goes down, you need to meet us here.
Wait, that's in America.
As
Aye.
we know.
How are you going to smuggle this on a plane? Do you have a private plane?
Better. But listen,
Choppa's gonna be so happy with us that we're using.
but listen. That's not of your concern right now. Just find us
Okay.
here after everything is done, and we'll sort out the rest of the details. But you see that corridor over there?
Mhm.
If any authorities come in through there, stall them. Don't hurt them, just stall them. Just don't make it look obvious, okay?
Yes. Subterfuge.
Oh god.
Got it.
Someone says that, it's not a great sign.
Ah, yes, subterfuge.
Subterfuge. Yes. Oh no.
All right. I'll go get ready. And he leaves.
So, all right. I'm pretty sure you guys will figure out when would be the right time to make the move. So, just hang out here. Nettie's going to go into the opposite corridor that he sent to Yoshi. And he's going to look around and see where the other popular exhibits are.
So this one, like the exhibit right after, is a like calligraphy exhibit.
Nice.
It's popular, but the room is rather narrow. It is long, but like think like a narrow, long rectangle, and then it opens up into a more like public area.
Alright.
So, I mean, the closest that you could that you could be is that narrow room.
Right, but it makes no sense to have people in the next room over to where we're trying to pull a heist.
So the one after, so when it opens up into a bigger bigger exhibit hall, then yes, you can definitely definitely have the Monchichi dolls do something here.
God. That should be interesting.
So Eddie's going to look for a discreet corner out of line of sight of anybody who might take too much interest in him. And then he's going to throw down the Monchichi army.
Hey,
Out of the nearest bathroom door come out 8 1980s punks,
best part.
clearly out of place in this museum. And they like gather around you and they're like, all right, boss.
Don't hurt anyone. Just cause a lot of trouble. If the authorities come after you, feel free to knock them around a bit.
Knock people around. All right, boss.
Wait, no, just the
Can you make a what was the check again to control them? An attribute of your choice plus leadership. Difficulty.
Alright, school class, let's fight.
We'll go with presence and leadership.
How did this go so bad? oh. oh, good.
You needed
Oh.
3 successes.
Ooh.
Oh my god.
So they re-advise and they're like, okay, just stick it to the man. Got it, boss.
Stick it to the man, and then
Fight.
when I give the signal, run outside and meet me at this spot, or meet me outside in
So
an alley somewhere.
yeah, the way the museum is made, it's like a giant campus with different buildings. So there are, like, if you will, streets or roads between them.
Actually, is there a building on the campus within view?
From where you are, yeah,
Yeah.
3 of them in back.
He's going to point to one. Meet me on the roof of that building when I give the signal.
All right, it is called the Rakusawan building. It's a small 1-story home.
Is there
It's like a
taller building?
reproduction.
Is there a taller building?
Yeah, there's one a little farther away. It's a Scion. So like think like a giant 1-room building
Sorry.
with, the classical, I was gonna say dome, but it's not dome, but like, almost like recurve roof style.
Sure.
And it's definitely high enough. Like, while the building is just 1 story, the top of the roof is high enough to count as if it's almost like maybe like 15 to 20 feet high.
Okay. That's fine. I'll just have to break for another door afterwards.
Well, I mean, the doors. There's an entrance door to that building, so that
Yeah.
would be like the closest. Okay, so boss, we do it now.
Yes.
All right. And one of them, of course, they're all on roller skates. So one of them just takes a nearby trash can and skates all the way to like a security guard, guy in uniform with the little earpiece, and he just approaches, like, raises a hand and goes like, hey, don't, what are you doing? And he doesn't finish even one sentence. That the punk just like flips the garbage can over and like dumps it on the security guard, trapping his head in the can and just like hitting the side, slapping the side and sending the guard like with a loud clang, sprawling on the floor. You hear this clang quite well in the other room. What do you do?
What the hell was that? In like a very established American accent. What was that from the other room?
People like look to the other room, look at you. A few tourists here actually do understand English. There are like a few local visitors, but most of the people here like understood sort of what you said and immediately like bolt to the other room to see what the noise is all about. There's
I also
maybe like a
sorry.
handful of stragglers behind. Yeah.
I have the experienced traveler knack from Liminal, so I will repeat the same in Japanese.
Oh, wait. What's your knack in liminal?
It says when you travel to a new place, no matter how remote, you quickly pick up the social mores and behaviors along with enough of the language to get by.
Oh wow. So yeah, within just about like 12 hours of you being in Japan, you're not fluent, but you can manage in Japanese. So you point, you repeat. Make
Just like
a
what was that? It's just like very simple.
What?
Yeah. Since most people would have heard you say like "what was that" in English,
Hmm.
and then repeat it in Japanese, it's sort of suspect, right? So can you
Me?
make
Suspect?
What?
can you make a manipulation subterfuge check for me?
Sure, and I get a +1 because of the experienced traveler. So
Yay. Nice. Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Most of them, except for one who's like bent over to read the little placard,
Mhm.
they look around. Go see. They're not running, but they're curious.
the one person who's left over to read the placard, are um they just seem like really distracted or
Yeah, they look like they've spaced out.
okay. In that case, I'm going to take my key and tell it that you're a badge for the museum, a security badge, and I'm going to clip it to my shirt. And I'm going to go over to the person and be like, "Please, you have to leave this room. We're clearing this room to make sure that none of our artifacts are harmed while there's a disturbance going on in the museum."
Oh, sorry. My apologies. And he points to like, not the corridor that Eddie made the noise from, like the other one, which would be the closest to him. And he's like, I'm going.
Mhm.
And he leaves.
Okay.
Of course, by now, there's a little bit more shouting coming from the other exhibit hall as two more security guards come in. Because, they heard the commotion, they were nearby, and as they jog, Eddie, you see them, like, one of them puts a hand to his ear and starts saying something. And they're running towards your Monchichi punks. Of course, they are quickly. What's the word for it? Clotheslined
Oh god.
by two of the other punks who just skate out of nowhere and just clothesline them with their arm, sending them flying onto the ground. Eddie, do you do anything else while this chaos is starting?
He is just going to make his way closer to the exit.
All right. Like
And-
you mean the regular, like mundane exit?
Yeah, the mundane exit. As he's doing that, he's going to text D, or he's going to text D and just say, "Please cut the cameras and any recordings when you can."
She'll post a little thumbs up emote, and she'll go into the room, and she'll just ask the cameras, "We're here to return something to its original owner. So could you just point at each other for a good 5 minutes, 5 or 10 minutes, until we leave?"
These cameras take their job very seriously. I mean, they are, after all, guarding historical artifacts. So you'll need a persuasion check.
Mm-hmm.
You'll need like 2 successes on a persuasion
Okay.
check.
All right. I just don't. What is it? What are the two?
I think we're gonna go with manipulation and
That's right.
and
sounds-
persuasion, because you're not really trying to intimidate them into.
No, I'm just trying to persuade them to get my of them. Well, we'll see. Oh, geez.
No, 2 is enough.
Oh, boy. Oh, that's good.
So
Ugh.
the 2 cameras, you see like the little like lens inside, because they're like dome cameras, right? So you see the little lens inside just move up, And both of them are looking at each other.
Yeah, she'll send. Once they do that, she'll send the no symbol with a camera to everybody on the chat.
Now, what about the alarm? You think you can turn off the alarm?
All right. Yep. Now it's time to talk to the alarm. All right, alarm.
No,
You're
keep
gonna-
going.
All right, alarm. You're just gonna need to just shut off. We're here to get this thing out before the sprinkler system goes off. So we're gonna need you to just shut off for a good few minutes. So when it eventually goes off, it will not short it out, and we can get this thing out. So I'm lying. I'm lying to this alarm system. I am 100%. This alarm system does not deserve what I'm doing to it.
Yeah, go with manip subterfuge.
Yeah.
The alarm is not really. It's more of a like static spirit. It's been there for a while.
Yeah.
It doesn't move. It doesn't really want to turn itself off.
I mean, it's an alarm system. I understand what it doesn't want. This is like, why?
Yeah.
Why?
It's like I've been here for like years, and
Yeah.
honestly, I'm fine where I am.
I have survived. I have survived multiple sprinklers, and I am fine.
So that'll be a difficulty 3.
Okay, God. Oh no.
Ooh.
Oh no. Oh, that's what the
Okay.
one. Oh, it's mad. It's very mad.
Well, to begin with, you're gonna have a +1 momentum.
Cool.
As you say that, and the alarm just goes no. You hear both Kieran and Dee from the other room, like not the one Eddie went to, but the one that Yoshi went to.
Mhm.
Oh, my heart! Please help me!
Oh, You just text alarm system all caps this time. Alarm system not cop. Our alarm system does not want to do it. This will have to be loud.
Okay, how far is it from here to the door that we need to get through?
I'd say roughly, I don't know, at most, like 10 yards.
Okay, that's not the worst.
It's something that you could cross, like walking. You could probably do it in 30 seconds. Like walking at a brisk pace.
I mean,
brisk pace.
it's armor that a person wears, so it can't be.
That heavy.
We are like, although this is D is not incredible.
Yeah, we're the little people in the group.
Like, this is heavy.
So, what I could tell you is, if you have 3 or more points in dexterity,
Shit. Okay.
you'll be able
Ooh.
to cross the distance easily,
Okay.
like to the door. Otherwise, someone else might have time to intercept you before you get to the door.
Mm-hmm. Good. D has 3, so
Kieran has 4. We can do this.
we can do this. But it
Alright.
requires your strength. It's like, oh no.
So who punches the door? Actually, how do you open this?
How do we? I was about to say, like, how?
Well, he'll take off his name tag and say, "You're a metal bar," just like a.
Hell yeah.
I don't remember what those things are called. but
Crowbar.
Crowbar.
A crowbar, sure, and just smash.
All right. Can you make a? We'll go with might and close combat.
Oh, my best skills.
It punches back.
Probably.
Oh. There's a 10.
Oh, is it a 10?
There's a 10.
Yeah, there's a 10.
Oh.
Okay.
Cool. That's 2 successes.
What?
You
Yeah.
swing the crowbar like a baseball bat against the display case. And in a flash, you see like a blue glow like spread out on the display case where Kieran hit. And Kieran is thrown back, shattering the display case behind as he falls to the ground and takes, because you got 2 successes, 2 injuries.
Jeez.
Jesus, Mary and Joseph!
What was in the what was in the other?
It was an armor. Let me check what it was. Very quickly. Exhibitions.
It's a bunch of weapons. Like, no.
Add insult to injury.
Oh, he succeeded. Oh, could have been. Oh.
What the hell is that?
Oh, it's an older armor. So think like a proto samurai armor, pretty much from the same era as the one you're trying to steal, except that this one is mostly made of like old leather. Like the one that you're trying to get is in pristine shape, right? The other one is in heavy disrepair. It is incomplete, but it is now lying on the floor in multiple pieces.
Oh no. Well, it wasn't pristine in the first place, so.
And then you hear the dee-wee-wee as the alarms ring across the entire campus.
Oh shit! Are you all right?
And
I'm
that's
gonna
where
kill him!
that's where we're gonna end today.
Oh, God. Okay. How are you doing, Kieran?
Not good!
Oh.
So, Kieran, since you checked the injured box, could you describe what your injury is?
Well, my pride is down to maimed, but my body is just like a bunch of cuts, like blast cuts and bruises and like some scratches across his face. And he looks like, the typical when someone is like, there's an explosion in like a comedy movie and they're just sitting there coughing, like trying to get hold of themselves, like that. Yeah.
So in one room, we're gonna have a brawl with the Monchichi army. Eddie running away, sprinting away. And in the other room, we're gonna have Kieran on his back, Dee probably freaking out,
Oh no. Oh no.
And-
We both have to carry this thing out.
and Yoshi. Oh, by the way, the display case hasn't broken.
Figured that. Yeah. Thanks, Yoshi.
And yeah, Yoshi pretending he has a heart attack with 0 successes.
This is not very.
Wait, the display case isn't broken?
No.
Nope.
Well,
I mean,
Bounced off it.
I'll give you that for free. How would you protect an artifact from someone whose only skill is good at breaking stuff and hurting people?
oh,
I mean, that's logic, but
That's on him now.
that's expecting us to use logic.
So, that was our episode today. Sorry it took a little time to start at the beginning. I didn't want to have Yoshi come in like right as you exit the mountain. D would have been a little strange.
Yeah.
Um,
We had a little fun drinking time before we got right into a international incident. Maybe arrest. I don't know.
you realize that the moment you take this armor out of Japan, you have Interpol on your ass. So the theme of this season was fame. I wasn't expecting that.
Wow.
We were in America still because we never took any flights out. We're still there.
Yes, but apparently,
or it's not gonna
strangely
be-
enough, 3 robbers wearing your faces.
Yeah,
Very
wearing
realistic
faces,
latex maxes,
God.
right? masks.
Wait, the cameras aren't even on us.
The cameras aren't on.
No, that is true. But like, if they were,
If they were. We're still. I mean, that's still optimistic because we're still in this.
It's
museum.
fine. It's fine. Karen will take care of the case. Find a more subtle way in. While under time pressure.
Kieran only has like 2 more injury things left. It's not like we can't
Just
like
throw him at the case until it breaks. Like
no, like, for sure Kieran's gonna break before we're like,
use your head, Kieran.
oh no.
So
Oh.
let's go around our table. Friends, if you have anything that you want to shout out, please do so. Where can we find you next week, or where can we find you on the internet at large? We will start with D, and we'll go same order as we did the intros.
Hey, I'm Lynn, Flying Cirrus on Twitter, Twitch, and can catch my art and games I play. And this week, I did art for Dreams, Nightmares, and Half-Member Meetings, a supplement on the DM skill by Black Cats Games. That should be out for 5e. There's some good, strange items in there that are honestly terrifying and kind of rad. So check that out. And next time you'll see me is on Tuesday for Urban Shadows, where we're in Rome and we're gonna have a fancy party where there'll be like demons and all sorts of stuff. And on Wednesday on Follow Back Cats, it's going to be our Hexcrawler spy game campaign where my character got through a session and a half at 1 hit point and managed to like just destroy a bunch of people. It was like the last third of a John Wick movie. I'm surprised I didn't die. So now we have an interrogation and probably some lore bombs happening. So check that out.
Anino, where can we find you?
Hi, my name's Anino. You can find me on Twitter at Anino Gaming. Let's see, I think the next time I will be on a TTRPG stream will be next Thursday on this channel for the second comic of Sentinels of the Multiverse with Simon and Anna. So, yeah, tune in for that. Buy some boosters.
And last but not least, very injured Kieran.
Well, I am Hannah, Hanimation Art on Twitter, Hanimation Studios on Facebook and Instagram. And as Anino said, you can find me next here on Thursday for some Sentinels of the Multiverse. Please do buy some packs. That was a lot of fun interacting with our chat. And then most Fridays, Cyberpunk Red, also here on this channel, 8:30 p.m. And then again next Saturday for Scion. Let's see what happens next with our heroes.
And I am Simon at Wandering DM. Heroes. Thank you so much for coming today. We will see you again next week. You can find me on Monday. I'll be we're continuing Rime of the Frost Maiden here at 8:30 p.m. And then on Wednesday we're premiering the Malifaux game. So think Weird West horror steampunk, and you've pretty much got what the game is going to be about. That said, then after that, of course, Thursday for issue number 2 of Sentinels of the Multiverse. Cyberpunk. Technically, no, we don't have Cyberpunk this week. Well, we might. It's up in the air. And then otherwise, we'll be back the week after. And then next Saturday here for Scion. So thank you everyone for coming. We will see you again very soon. Stay safe. Bye bye.